What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Eternal Evolution. Been hearing a lot about this game, so I figured I'd fire up Bluestacks and check it out. Seems like a lot of people are running over to play this game right now. It's one of the new, I guess, fad gacha games along with Infinite Magic Raid, which I have no interest in playing that. So I thought I'd check it out here. I downloaded it on my phone earlier today, played for like an hour or two. Just kind of checking out the initial things. It is a sci-fi themed game, which is kind of right up my alley. I do like sci-fi stuff. I've said that several times, that I'm just waiting for somebody to make a game that's basically identical to Raid, but with a sci-fi theme, like a Mass Effect game that's just plays exactly like Raid. That would be my ultimate fantasy game. But I thought we'd check this out. It is an idle AFK-Arena type RPG type game. And I kind of have an idea of how that's going to work out already because I have played quite a few of those in my time. But I thought it would be kind of neat. So we're in here. I have reached Chapter 4.1, so we're going to go ahead and just jump in and kind of check out how the game works. I have 5 characters here that I've already got and I've already worked on, leveled some of them up, given them some gear. Basically, when you go into each stage, you're going to have the option to pick from your roster and set up your grid here. We got our tank heroes up in the front. Damage here in the middle, we got range damage in the back, and we got a support hero back left that can do a little bit of healing and some other things. I haven't really gotten too much into like the nuts and bolts of the game quite yet. We do have a commander over here that we can use that can give us some passive abilities that do a couple of things for us. We're not really in a stage of the game where we need to worry about that just yet. Full disclosure, I have zero idea what I'm doing on this game outside of what I've played so far. I haven't watched any videos on it. I haven't watched any guides or tier lists because when I go into these games for the first time, I kind of just want to enjoy it. I don't really want to feel like I have to, paint by numbers, so to speak, and play it how everybody else does. So we just kind of go into the game and experience it for ourselves. Now, obviously, having played these games for quite a while, I kind of have the general idea of what to do. We don't want to be, wasting our resources right away. We want to wait till we get some solid characters, and we're going to kind of just determine that by reading the kits of the characters we get. We're not going to really put too much stock into what somebody else tells us to do. We know we don't want to be investing in the lower tier, like the green and the blue characters. Obviously, there's going to be some of those that are probably pretty good, but for right now, what I've done is I've got 5 of these purple, I guess these are like the epic heroes, that I have been using, and I'm just going to kind of stick with them. I'm super overpowered right now for this early content, so we're really blowing through a lot of these stages. And of course, we have it on autoplay. That's kind of the real appeal of these games, is you don't actually have to really play it. It plays itself unless you get to some of the harder stuff and you want to go in and manual some of the abilities. It's pretty easy to just kind of get by letting the game play itself, especially in the beginning. Now, when you're going through the initial campaign, you'll see your team's power up on the top left, and then it's going to show the enemy power up on the top right. As long as you're higher than the enemy power, you should win fairly easily. I just thought we'd play through here so you guys can get kind of an idea of how the battles work. You'll see we have our 2 tanks that stay mostly up front. We do have 1 melee DPS in there, and we got our ranged DPS who stays in the back with our support, who kind of just sits there and makes sure we get healed up each time. As you can see here, we're almost at 20k, and then the enemy's only at 7,800. So really, it's not any kind of a challenge. That's sort of how these games work in the early stages, and it's funny because this game reminds me exactly of Rage of Destiny, which I really had a lot of fun playing for the first 2 or 3 months. I also played Battle Knight before. That was the other AFK-Arena game I tried, which had a really cool cyberpunk theme to it. It had some really good music and stuff, but I always run into a problem with these games where it feels really good when you first start it. It's a lot of fun. You get a ton of stuff. They throw rewards at you left and right. You get a lot of unlocks. You get a lot of gear. You get a lot of champions and things that it keeps throwing at you. But eventually you do hit a point where you run into a brick wall really, really hard. I've found that in every single one of these games that I've tried. It's not like a game similar to like Raid or Awakened Chaos Era, where you can eventually overcome things, still mainly free to play and just getting gear or playing the game. You'll eventually be able to get through some of those hurdles. In these AFK-Arena games, it tends to be a lot worse, where it's just like a hard stop, and you're not going to progress for a couple of weeks or maybe even a month unless you decide to go into the shop and buy upgrades for your heroes. So That's one thing to keep in mind in these AFK Arena type of games. It's a complaint I've heard from some people that have already been playing this game since it came out. I think back in July. It released in Europe back in July, but it just recently came out here in North America. I'm on a brand new server. I think it's the North America server 43. I haven't joined a guild or anything yet because I don't think I'm that far in the game, and honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be playing this longer than a couple of weeks because I already know eventually we will hit that huge wall. And that's always been a pretty big turnoff for me with these style games. As fun as they are at the beginning, you are eventually going to crash headfirst into that wall. We'll play a couple more stages here, and then I'll go kind of show you guys how the rest of the game kind of operates so far. Just go through some of the basics so you can get a general idea if this might be something you want to try and check out. But I mean, it's pretty standard AFK Arena stuff here. You put your team together, whatever gear and attributes you've unlocked for them, they go out and they just fight these enemies. It's really nothing groundbreaking. The graphics are pretty good. They're a little bit better than Rage of Destiny. Again, there's this cool sci-fi theme to it. There's a lot of monsters and robots and mechs, and then even here we've got this guy riding a horse, which is kind of interesting. But you know, it's nothing crazy. It's a gacha game. We are playing on Bluestacks because I don't think this game has a PC client, at least not to my knowledge. I wish more developers would do that when they come out with these games. It's kind of funny, like with Raid, for example. I don't play Raid on my phone ever. At least for like a year and a half, 2 years, I have not played Raid on my phone. I'll jump on there if I want to buy something because I use the Google Play points, but it's like I treat Raid almost like a PC game. Now, I never play it on my phone, and so it's kind of annoying when you have to play one of these games on your phone. But some of the games like this, they're generally not too hard to play, not too hard on your hardware, so you can kind of just carry it around on the phone, play it for a couple minutes here and there. That is the one thing I do like about these games. Is this is a game that you don't have to play for very long. You can kind of just go through it and play it when you want to. We've reached the designated weak point, explore the rift. Okay, so this is one complaint I always have with these games. Like, I don't want to do this right now, but you reach certain points in these games where they will force you into checking things out, especially when you're unlocking some newer content. So we've been into the border area a little bit here. We've already done a bit of the marsh. I have not gone into the soul mine yet. We completed the wasteland so far for what we could do here. But these are just other areas you can go in and play, and it's going to allow you to win some more stuff. I don't really know what this is. We'll go check it out. I'm sure hopefully it will explain to us how to do this. Let's see what's going on here. Normally I would just skip through this. Oh, okay, this is just like, okay. Yeah, there was a mode like this in Rage of Destiny where you had to, you go through each node and you fight battles, and you have like a limited number of resources and things that you can do to get there. So we start here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Please recruit someone. And then I guess this is just like that. You can recruit somebody and just use them. And then whenever you get into the fights. Okay, we got some gems. That's just some general currency. And I guess you can go into battles here. Alright, so this will tell you what level they all are. We're much higher than that, so we shouldn't have a problem. So I think... And then whoever you picked up here, you get to use. I'm not quite sure what this guy... Let's see where he would... Does he fit in somewhere here? Let's try him out and see what he does. These modes are kind of cool too, because you can use heroes that you might not have yet and kind of see if there's someone you would like to get to build up on your team. This looks like we're going to do it fairly easily. So he looks like some kind of ranged sniper type DPS. He's got some pretty cool shots there. So we won that one there. So we could go down to here. Team cannot rest after the battle. Status effects carry over. Fortunately, there are points scattered. Okay, yeah. So this is very similar to Rage of Destiny. What is this? Okay, cool. Yep. So you can get these little items, and they're going to improve your abilities and things. Increase defense. That's cool. All right. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to. It kind of made us come in here and check it out. So let's go back out to the main section here. And oh, then just to show you too, you got kind of the same thing here with the soul mine. You go to each little node and you fight. And you can win these items here. Like we did the marsh. The marsh gives you quite a bit of good stuff. This is where you have to fight a boss. I tried level 3. I can't do it quite yet. But you can see here you get all these rewards. You get a commander upgrade and some other stuff here. So it doesn't take too long to complete it either. Let's just jump back out to the main here. So we've got missions. Missions is basically your achievements and things. You get a lot of stuff for free just getting this completed, going through the different levels, collecting your patrol rewards and everything. So this is pretty standard. I mean, this is Rage of Destiny with a sci-fi skin. It's pretty much all it is. Battle order is some other rewards here. You got daily tasks that you can do, and you've also got a battle pass here. If you want to get that, we did not get the battle pass. It was a little too expensive, honestly. 15 bucks. I'm trying to think of it was Awakened Chaos Era. It was only $5, and it was pretty good value. I don't really know what the value is on this battle pass, obviously, because we haven't played the game, but $15 is a little steep for me, quite honestly. I'd rather, spend that on an actual, like, PC or console game, if it came to that. So, a little bit full disclosure, too. There's a store. Obviously, you can go in here and buy some stuff. You get some free packs, monthly, daily, weekly. I did get a $4.99 pack when I first started. You'll see here, you get these little pop-up offers that sometimes hit. But when you buy your very first purchase, it gives you a character in the game. It gives you
Need a hand?
Serena. So I figured for $4.99, why not? We got a couple of cool things with the pack too. I mean, $5. I figured, if we're gonna check out the game, we'll throw $5 out there and try it out. We'll get a free character with doing that. And we got some summons, so we got some other really cool heroes with that. So I can kind of go in here and show you guys. Like, this is actually one of the guys I like. This is when I first saw this, I'm like, somebody on this development team is definitely a Warframe fan, because this guy looks basically like Excalibur Prime almost. He's got the same aesthetics as a lot of the Warframes. He's got the big sword and everything. So as soon as I saw this guy, I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of a cool design. So I kind of like this. It's kind of neat. And you see here we're at level 39 out of 240. It's mainly because we're out of these red gems that we need. If we want to bring him up to level 40, we've got to actually get some more of these. And we don't quite have enough to level him up. Whereas I have got this guy over here up to 40. This is Karma, Molten Devourer. I've actually got him at the elite level. We got lucky and actually pulled 2 of him, so I was able to advance him up a little bit. Now, to level up people, you just kind of come over here and you can just level up. If you hold down on it, it'll take you up to, like, I click here, I can take them all the way up to level 59. So we can't take him to 60 yet because, again, we don't have the gems, the soul rubelites. So you're gonna have to save these, because after you get past level 20, basically, it's going to be really tough to start advancing your characters. So that's one of the resources, especially early on, you do want to kind of save. You've got your general equipment here. You go into each one of these pieces, it kind of tells you what it does. If you go into the forge and you have pieces like this, you can use it to upgrade, and you'll be using your gold here that you have. So I don't know if upgrading that's good or not. I'm just kind of showing you guys how the game works, so you can kind of get an idea of that there. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. We've got a couple of other guys. This giant mammoth elephant guy, I thought he looked kind of neat. He's one of my tanks. We've got Oisa here, who is also a tank. We kind of have her. You get her for free, I believe. The game just gives her to you. We got Serena from buying that $4.99 pack. I believe Artus was part of the pack that I got for $4.99, so it was kind of nice to get him. I've got this other guy that I pulled from a random fragment. I haven't really explored what he can do too well. I'm trying to kind of keep focused on just a couple of guys for right now, and then we just have the general rare champions or heroes, whatever. They look pretty good. I mean, for the most part, the designs are pretty cool. It's kind of a neat sci-fi aesthetic in this game. And then you've got the evolution, just like we had in Rage of Destiny, where you evolve your characters here. I don't really have enough of these to do any of that right now. But you can see here, if you get a couple of him, if we had one more, we'd be able to evolve him up to the next level. You can go in here and actually restore heroes. You can reset anybody you've worked on. So kind of the same thing. It's nice you get the resources that do come back in if you've spent those already. So kind of cool. Over here is your general communications. Now at the start of the game like this, I always recommend you're going to have people just accept everybody that wants to be your friend, because you can receive and gift to your friends, and you get items for that eventually. So if you're just starting out and none of your friends are playing, but if you're eventually going to join a guild, you can basically delete everybody then and add all your guild mates in. But at the very start, you want to just add anybody that wants to add you. Go ahead and add them, so you can get you can start getting some points for that. Let's go check out the base. That's really the main. This is like your main hub where you're going to spend a lot of your time. Eventually you'll unlock more stuff. You got the outpost, the command post, recruitment centers, where of course you're going to go and try to get your good characters. We got upgrade here in the hub. I believe you get these just by doing the story missions. You wind up upgrading this place, and that helps you unlock more. Yeah, more things. Looks like we're going to get something here. Let's see what we got. What is this? Let's just skip this. I hate waiting through all these animations. So, oh, a shop. Oh, joy. We unlocked a shop. But it looks like we can get items here with our free currency. Looks like they've got some gear and some of the gems we need to unlock things. Wasteland. Okay, so you get different currencies from doing the different areas of the game. We don't quite have enough other than to buy some of these. Again, I'm not really going to be wasting much on these blue champs. Looks like you can get Artos here, which is kind of cool. So we could get in one of those and evolve him there. Sorietta. Okay, cool. What's this here? This is an elite hero, soul potions and diamonds. Okay, cool. So you can get all kinds of stuff with your tokens. You've also got dismissal coins you get. It's kind of like, again, Rage of Destiny. When you dismiss the characters you don't want, you can then go in here and use those points to get these other heroes to use for evolution. So, alright, let's go maybe see if we have any, I don't think I have any summoning. You normally will get these recruitment cards as you play the game as rewards. So you can come in here and then you can recruit a hero. We do have a couple of these limited summons. We can maybe try one of these. But you know what, let's just go ahead and we'll do 10. I know I said we didn't want to spend the gems, but they seem to be pretty plentiful here at the early stage of the game, so we'll just do a 10 pull here for the video so you can kind of get an idea. I see purple on the bottom, which means we got at least one elite character. Or maybe not, it's blue. It'll go through really quickly here and show you everybody you got. Most of these are going to be throwaways. Yeah. So, okay, we get a ton of this guy here. He looks like the Terminator. There's another one. So you're not going to really get anything super special out of these, and at the end it'll show you everything you got there. So nothing crazy, and you do get some rewards from dismissing the common heroes automatically, so that's good. I have it set up to do that. You can also make it so that it doesn't. Okay, we got advanced. Looks like we did unlock the advanced. So we have a wish list here. Okay, this is just like Rage of Destiny. Pretty much identical. So let's go ahead and put the people we have that we want to work on here. Looks like you can and let's see. From what I was looking through, this dragon thing looked pretty cool. So let's go ahead and put that on there. So, oh, we got 17 of these. Okay. I think some of these were in the pack that I got, and I think some of them were also we got from completing some of the early stuff. But let's go ahead and pull this and see if we get anything decent here. Okay, we got some elites. Let's see if we got anybody on our wish list. Okay, the greens is going to sell automatically for us. Phantom Assassin, so he is new. Very interesting aesthetic there. Come on, we're going to get all blues? All blues and greens? Okay, well that's kind of annoying. We did get a new character, so that's kind of cool. And it looks like we got, what's this? We got an exchange here. Okay, so yeah, there's all kinds of ways to get points for these characters. So it's kind of interesting. But that is basically how the summons work. Now we can do the limited. When recruiting an elite hero, you're guaranteed to receive a rate up hero. Interesting here. But what really kind of sucks about this, as with some of the other games, is that you can still actually pull like the crappy greens and blues in some of these. Yeah, see, like we got a green here. That's kind of useless. And we got another blue. We got two more. You know what? Screw it. We're on the video, so we'll go ahead and just pull these. So yeah, nothing great here. So we're not going to worry too much about this. We'll go ahead and just kind of get out of there. Now we can evolve somebody, and we'll just do this for an example. So we have multiple copies of this guy. So basically when you evolve them, it's going to take them up to another level, and they are going to improve their stats a little bit. Now if we want to do that again, we basically are going to have to evolve him one more time. And I think it's kind of important to still do these blue characters, because what's going to wind up happening is you can evolve them to a stage where you're going to use them to food them and basically use them to evolve another character there. So like with this guy, I think, okay, yes, this is very similar to the other game. You can actually use other copies to evolve him up, but they have to be within the same faction. So that's something to keep in mind there. See what we got here. Yeah, see, there's all kinds of stuff. Like early in the game, it's going to throw stuff at you. You're going to get all kinds of rewards, all kinds of stuff that's going to make you feel like you're making progress really quickly. But don't let that fool you. Eventually, you are going to hit a wall in the game that's going to kind of stop you from making progress. You know, I always caution people on these games, because you'll see a lot of the content creators will jump over to these new games every time they come out. You always see everybody from Raid run over to these games. They're like, oh, this game's going to kill Raid. It's amazing. It's quality of life. Everything's so awesome. At the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's just they disguise it better than Plarium. Plarium is just obvious about we want your money. That's really their main flaw. A lot of these other games, they still want your money. They just do a little bit better job of disguising it. They give you some supposed quality of life things that make the game feel like it's better to play, but usually after 2 or 3 months, or maybe 6 months, you're going to figure it out, and you're going to be like, oh, just go back and play Raid. That's what most of the people wind up doing with these games. You usually see the content creators. A lot of them went to Awaken Chaos Era, played it for 6 months, now they're back on Raid. That's just how it works. These games are all the same. You know, it's nice. It's a new coat of paint. It feels fun to play at first, but don't think that it's going to be any different in the long run. You still have to be smart about how you play the game, especially when you're first starting out early on. Don't just go in throwing money at it blindly. You're just going to feel bad when you don't get anything back out of it. You know, I always tell people, if you feel like spending money on a game like this, try to be educated about what you're buying before you go in and start blowing your money. It's always something to keep in mind with these things, because at the end of the day, these companies all have the same goal. They want to make money. They want to get your money. One thing that these games don't have going for them is Plarium's advertising budget. So that's kind of why they have to make it seem like they're giving you more up front, you know, than what Plarium does. With, you know, they have millions and millions and billions of dollars to do whatever they want there. These other companies don't. They're just trying to kind of get your money as quickly as they can, because these games, quite honestly, only last a couple of months. Like Rage of Destiny, I remember it was super popular for a while, and then it just fell off the face of the planet. Awaken Chaos Era, kind of the same thing happened. You could name any one of these games. What was it? Magnum Quest, I think, was the one everybody was super excited about, and I don't hear that anybody plays that anymore in any of my Discord circles. So I don't know. We'll see. But so far, this game's kind of fun. I'll probably stick with it. I don't plan on doing content on it, obviously, because it's not something I feel like would be sustainable long term. And I learned my lesson on Rage of Destiny, where I did content for the game, and then after 3 months I was kind of like, I don't even want to play this game anymore, so we're not going to really waste our time with that. But I may do an update video from time to time on how we're doing here with the game. But let me know what you guys think so far. Are you guys playing this game? You know, what do you think about it so far? Do you like the game? Do you like the way the heroes are designed? Like I said, I kind of just like the sci-fi aesthetic. That's something that's always going to be cool for me. And this guy, especially here with the Warframe thing, is really cool. But so far, so good. We'll keep playing the game for a little bit. I'm not going to be spending any more money on it. I just wanted to kind of do that initial $5 purchase to get the Serena character unlocked for free, because I figured that would be good for early on in the game. I can already see we're going to be running into some roadblocks, though, with things like the Soul Rubelites to level up our characters. But anyways, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. As always, I'll do my best to get you an answer as soon as I can. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.